What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWest 3 Raw TV. Let's get into some shit tonight, all right, shall we? Hang on, right? Check this out. So I always have a lot of problems with the scientific community, and there are certain people in the scientific community that I really like the gorilla chemist Brian. Love Brian, Alan Argon, love him. Most of the other guys, I could take them or leave them. Now, like a few people that I do like and I respect because they're at least willing to hear me out and what I have to say, and we have discussions. They don't talk down to me. They don't call me stupid. They don't think bros are stupid. They listen because they're like, you know what? Maybe there's something to this. Maybe there's not. But at least let's listen to these people because there's a phenomenon happening that we just don't understand yet. And that could be the possibility. And I appreciate that, right? And I ask them and we have conversations. And I'm like, if we see this, maybe these people that understand science can tell us how it works because we just have bro science for now, right? But I have watched people in the scientific community over and over and over again saying that basically all diets are the same. It all has calorie restriction. None of them have any benefits, specifically intermittent fasting. Zero benefits. Now, these are the same people that talk about coconut oil. Say how amazing it is based on the studies. They don't even realize that the coconut oil in the studies is a custom blend. It's not even sold on the market. They've never even taken what's on that fucking study before, but they'll go by the study, right? Because they don't, I can't wrap my head around why these people are so smart, but they miss the fine details. I don't know. Anyways, so I think a lot of times, they have it in their head and they're kind of attached to that type of thinking or that way of what they're thinking about as far as how the diets work. And they're so eager to be right about something that they don't really look up some of the new data or some of the new studies or what people are saying now and what doctors and scientists are finding now. They go by the old shit and they completely ignore what's going on that's new. And I'm like, why are we talking about this new shit? Because it makes the other stuff obsolete. So what am I talking about? So hang on. So they're always saying shit like, if you do carb cycling, keto, intermittent fasting, high carb, whatever, it's all calorie restriction. So basically, intermittent fasting will just have you restrict your calories because you have a shorter eating window and you can't eat as much food. What about the people like me that count their macros and they still hit the same macros, right? What about people like me that are hitting the same amount of calories, whether on carb cycling, keto, or intermittent fasting, right? Their calories are the same. Their macros are being hit. So how do you explain the differences in those diets and how they work on someone when what you're saying is not really happening and it's not there, right? It's not about reducing calories. If I want to reduce calories, I can reduce calories. But instead, if I want to change diets, I don't all of a sudden change my calories. I just change the diet and my macros and calories stay the same. And my body changes. Intermittent fasting for me, I can lose weight like this. It is insane how fast I can lose weight eating the same amount of calories. When I eat keto, I can even eat more calories than a carb cycling or regular standard diet or intermittent fasting and still drop weight on more calories. So I know for a fact that the keto diet, you can eat more calories than you can on a regular diet and still lose weight. And then the intermittent fasting diet, I can eat the same amount of calories and drop weight even faster. Even though it's, they'll say, well, it's not caloric restriction. And I can't get that through people's heads. And I'm like, if you don't believe me, just fucking try it. The problem is people don't have the balls to go out there and do this. They don't have the balls to go out there and literally do like 6 to 8 week diet of keto with a certain amount of calories and macros, right? And when you switch to carb cycling, obviously that macros have to change because you're on a keto diet. You can't really have those carbohydrates. So when you change that diet, your calories stay the same. Adjust the macros so the calories don't budge. When you switch to an intermittent fasting, each one for 8 weeks, hit the exact same fucking number of calories because they're talking about it's all caloric restriction. Well, there's new data suggesting what these science people were talking about are fucking wrong. There are more benefits or different benefits for intermittent fasting than other diets. Let's get into this shit, okay? So let's go on here right now and we'll start talking about, where are we here? So this is intermittent fasting. So they have new studies that show that intermittent fasting, this is on healthline.com, can reduce oxidative damage and inflammation in the body. This should have benefits against aging and development of numerous diseases. Okay, so the diet itself, not calories, not weight loss, the diet itself can make you healthier. What do you think happens if you're healthier? Your body's more efficient. You're going to burn calories more efficiently than if you're sick and you're not healthy. That just makes fucking sense, right? Okay, hang on. So they're also talking about many things happen during intermittent fasting. This is on hopkinsmedicine.org that can protect organs against chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes. This is during intermittent fasting. Heart disease, age-related neurodegenerative disorders, and inflammatory bowel disease, and many cancers. So they're finding that intermittent fasting now on Hopkins, you guys know who Hopkins is, right? Okay, anyways. So they were finding that intermittent fasting, not carb cycling, not keto. Keto is really good for cancer too, and they've talked about that. But specifically intermittent fasting, the diet that they said, well, it doesn't really do anything except caloric restriction. Hang on, it doesn't stop there. So it says, in addition to reducing body weight, fasting will help lower cholesterol, improve glucose control, reduce liver fat, and improve blood pressure. Hang on a second. So you're telling me just by changing to this diet, so if you're eating 3,000 calories, then you switch from a regular diet to intermittent fasting at 3,000 calories, and you don't change any of your fucking calories or macros, your body's going to have these benefits. Sounds to me like there's a lot more going on here than people want to believe. And these are all new studies that are coming out. This is on HealthBlog, healthblog.org. There's also new research found that fasting triggers a molecule that can delay the aging of our arteries. The findings could help prevent age-related chronic diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, and Alzheimer's, all using intermittent fasting. So let me get this straight. You're trying to tell me that this fucking diet does all this, but it's not going to help you lose weight? It doesn't help you lose weight. It can do all this to your body, heal all kinds of things. It can make you healthier, but it doesn't make you lose weight? Hang on, let's keep going, right? Over here, there's another study, right? So what they did was they studied 4 eating schedules, among them ITRF. So it's intermittent time-restricted fasting, intermittent fasting, right? Get this. This is, where was this done? NIH.gov. So ITRF was the only diet that significantly extended the lifespan, 18% for females and 13% for males. And the timing of the 20-hour fast was critical. Lifespan increased only for files that fasted at night and broke their fast around lunchtime. So it's modified intermittent fasting, which is something that I do. So what I do is I fast at night. Well, not now. Now I'm actually eating a lot more food because I'm trying to keep my weight up. I'm at like 217 right now. But when I want to go down, and I want to maintain, I'll go straight up intermittent fasting. So I won't eat all day until about 5 o'clock. So 5 to about 9 o'clock, I'll eat all my food within that time frame. I'll get all my calories in, all my macros. If I want to maintain, I do something called modified fasting, which I didn't even know this is part of it. But modified fasting, I went by feel. That's very bro, but bro is actually being backed up by science right now, just like I always said. And I feel like if I get up in the morning sometimes, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have my breakfast, I feel a little foggy. It's weird because I'll be hungry within a couple hours later. But if I wait till noontime or maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon and have my first meal then, I stay sharp all morning. I'm more productive in the morning with work and clients and everything. When I have that first meal, now what happens is I'm ready to go to the gym and train after that first meal. So it actually gives me enough energy to go train in the gym harder than I would if I was fasting during that period of time. So I just I did it by chance, but that exact thing that I was doing, it's called modified fasting, right? Has shown that extend the lifespan 18% for females and 13% for males. So you have all of this going on, right? And you're telling me that there's no way that this diet that has all these health benefits that is tracked by science, right, can't get you to lose weight faster. Well, how do you explain when I go on this diet, I feel great. When I do lose so much weight that I don't feel good because I lose weight so fast, I'm down to 185 pounds in like a month, right? I'm 213. When I start right now, I'm about 217. I can go down to 185 pounds in about a month and a half, like this, doing intermittent fasting. If I want to go even faster, I can do intermittent fasting on keto, which the calories are the fucking same. So that shouldn't make any fucking difference. And I lose weight even faster on keto intermittent fasting. I don't change my workouts. I don't add any cardio. I don't change the amount of calories or macros I'm doing. I take all my supplements. Everything stays the same. I just swap diets. So explain to me what the fuck is happening to my body that you science people say cannot be real. There's no way it fucking happens. Tell me what the fuck is happening in my body and the fucking bazillions of other people that are out there being studied is happening if it doesn't increase body weight loss somehow on its own just by being the diet of what it is. It's not caloric restriction. It is not macro restriction. It is the same amount of fucking calories. So tell me how that works. Tell me why, if you're in a keto diet, right, the anabolic diet, go on the keto diet, the anabolic diet, the way that Mauro D. Pascal does it, right? If you're already eating 2,500 calories, I guarantee you'll be eating 3,000 calories, still losing the same amount of fucking fat. Tell me how the fuck that works when you're eating more calories and burning fucking the same amount, if not more fat in the keto diet. Tell me that there's something in that diet that I don't understand and it can't fucking happen. Tell me that. Because I see this shit over and over again, and anybody that's been involved in this shit long enough will tell you, you can fucking do the same thing. I mean, these are the same people that talk about you can't gain muscle in a deficit. Motherfucker, what grows muscle is protein. You have a caloric deficit, which you guys are talking about, and you guys don't even understand the protein deficit or the amino acid deficit. You can be an amino acid surplus and still in a caloric deficit, motherfucker, and put muscle on. How do you think people grow in the shows? Well, the drugs change your hormones, right? But your body still has to be able to do it. Just because you put drugs in your body doesn't automatically mean your body's going to do it if it can't do it. You guys are saying it's impossible, right? Well, then why the fuck when you put those drugs in your body, which changes your hormones to be more hormonally select to be able to do that, tell me how that fucking works. Tell me how the fuck people drop 500, 700, 800 calories out of their diet, increase their amino acids, right? So like, let's say they're pulling instead of 500 or 800, they're pulling out 1,000 calories. They're increasing 300 with some amino acids, right? So now they're technically down about 500, maybe 700 calories. They're down. And they're gaining muscle at the same fucking time. Tell me how that's done. Or tell me how, you wind up losing muscle, right? Let's say 2,500 calories is your maintenance. You add 500 calories, but you're deficient in protein because you're one of the people that believe in lower protein. And you fucking lose muscle. How the fuck are you not gaining muscle or gaining weight in a fucking surplus? You don't even understand how this shit works. You're just a calories in, calories out person, which is the most basic thing you can do. And I'm telling you right now, everybody fucking fails with this calorie bullshit. Calories are for the 400-pound people that can't fucking move off the couch and have to start somewhere, right? When you watch Dr. Now in My 600-Pound Life, first thing he does is take them off like 50,000 calories and puts them on like 1,000 calories. Right off the bat, just drops their asses fucking down because they're too fucking fat. Like, that's where that calorie thing comes from. After, what does he start saying? Well, now I want you to eat more protein, right? After they get to a certain point, you need to increase the protein, he says. So after he gets them past the calorie restriction, and if they're losing weight or they get to their goal or whatever, he tells them to start increasing the protein. Not the calories, the protein. He's specific about the protein. Because if you increase that protein, it'll bring back some of that muscle mass that they've lost from starving themselves, which keeps their metabolism higher and keeps them from rebounding as fat. Well, they all rebound because they're just fucking, they lose control. But that's the whole point of the whole system. You drop the calories to a point where you're specifically at, like your body weight. And then you start increasing the protein alone because you're not putting carbs, you're not putting fats, shit that they're going to lose control on. You start increasing that protein. Their body weight's not really going up. They're still losing fat and gaining muscle back at the same time because they're still in a crazy caloric deficit. But they're gaining muscle back and increasing their metabolism. We see that on my fucking 600-pound life every fucking week. And people still can't wrap their heads around it. I'm like, it's in your fucking face every week on TV. Like, you guys are just not paying attention because it's all about calories. Look, I can tell you right now, 99% of you right now that have followed the calorie thing have fucking failed. I guarantee you right now, if you're sitting here right now and you're not fucking shredded to the fucking bone, right, doing caloric restriction, you're able to maintain that your whole fucking life, then you failed. Because you've done it and got down and gone right back up again. Why? Because you're not counting the macros. You're not looking at the macros and understanding those macros change your hormones. When you take carbohydrates, what happens? Your body secretes insulin. When you take in fats, what happens? Your body makes hormones from those fats. Your body digests vitamins from those fats. It needs those fats for that. When you take protein in, it breaks it down into amino acids and fixes everything in your fucking body, right? So, like, you don't even understand. If I tell you, okay, well, what do the calories do? I don't know. You don't know. They're a form of energy, right? Okay, so, well, what kind of energy? Where does it go? How does it work? How does the protein energy work? How does the carb energy work? How does the fat energy work? Right? It's like it's like a beginner talking to somebody, or somebody that's advanced talking to a beginner, trying to get them to understand, and they can't comprehend it because they're on number 1, and the person trying to tell them is on number 12, and they got to go through the whole entire step to get to number 12, but they can't understand it until they go through the other 11 steps. It's like talking to a fucking wall. What they do is they just do the same thing over and over again, count their points, count their calories, and fucking fail over and over again. Then you have bodybuilders that are totally bro, counting their macros, maintaining a great amount of body fat year round, very lean, right? Some of them bulk back up. But you never see people just blowing the fuck up and getting fat unless they just eat like an asshole. They're not counting their macros, they're counting the calories. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people, well, I just added 500 calories after my contest and I gained weight. How much weight did you gain? About 12 pounds, okay? And of that, how much was fat? Well, pretty much all of it. How did you do the DEXA scan? Yeah, I had the DEXA scan that showed it was pretty much all fat. Okay, so let's say you increased 500 calories of protein into your fucking diet. You think all of that fat would be on there? No, but it's still 500 calories. But people, and I've been saying this for fucking a decade, over and over again on YouTube, and now I'm like, hey, here's the fucking studies. The studies that you guys don't want to talk about that are new, that prove you fucking wrong, are right here in your face. You can find them, but you don't want to dig. You want to find the other shit from like 15, 20 years ago when intermittent fasting was new and it was like a fucking dinosaur. Nobody knew anything about it, right? But now they know. Now they're studying it like, fuck, longevity, healing the body. It does all these fucking great things. And they even studied against 4 other ways of eating. And intermittent fasting was the only one that fucking did this. So now the science crew, I have asked this question. What do you have to say about that? It's pretty fucked up that you have argued your point over and over again based on old science. New science comes out and you talk about following the science, but you don't follow this. So it's like a hypocritical fucking 1-2 punch over and over again that I feel like I'm sitting here and People are like, Jerry, why do you care? Because I want the fucking truth out there. I was like these people that listen to these science people and fucking spun my wheels. So I said, fuck that, I'm going bro. And when I went bro, everything started to fucking work out. When I went bro, everything started to fit. When I stopped paying attention to science, I was 35, 40 years old, everything started to fit. And the new science came out and plugged in exactly what I was talking about and doing. And this happens over and over again. I can't tell you how many fucking times I tell you guys, when the bros figure something out and they come out with it and the science crew attacks them, it's only a matter of fucking time before the science backs it up. And the science crew never apologizes. They never say they're right. Matter of fact, they don't even talk about the new studies or the new science. They brush under the rug like it didn't happen. Like only the 40-year-old science fucking matters. The new shit doesn't matter. Look, if you're going to follow science, science is science, right? Let's be fucking real. But don't be a fucking asshole about it your whole life. Because that is not science. That's a fucking religion. You can't be wrong because your God will be wrong. Your God, which is science, will be wrong. Right? Just buck the fuck up. And when you're wrong, say, look, I'm wrong. This is what happened. And so then we don't have these fucking issues. If we all work together, we've been making some unbelievable physiques right now. We'd have fucking crazy progress because the things that we don't know, you know, and things you don't know, we know, and putting it together, we'd figure it out. But there's too many people fighting. So take someone like me to come out and say, hey guys, here's this. What do you guys think? And I guarantee you fucking nobody's going to take this up and go, oh, let me like look into this. And if they did, they're going to find the information I did and be like, oh, I was saying the opposite. Well, were you right or wrong? I mean, humility is great. You come up and say you're wrong, cool. I say I'm wrong just about every day about shit. It's not a fucking big deal. But there's some people that just can't let it go. They can't fucking be wrong. They have to be right. And it's like, it's part of their public persona. It's part of who they are to the public. Always right. He knows science. He knows that. Well, guess what? Scientists are wrong. Doctors are wrong. Everybody's wrong, including you sometimes. BobStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave your comments down below, but don't fight. By seeing Dr. Blog, it's the not wrong today bicep, but sometimes. And we are out.